Construction firms say they're adjusting to a new normal of elevated material costs months after the Middle East conflict disrupted global supply chains. Companies say higher prices of key materials are squeezing profit margins and could push up future tender prices. Caitlin Ng with this report.
When the conflict in the Middle East disrupted global supply chains from early this year, construction firms grappled with soaring fuel and material costs. Companies say they're adjusting to a new normal, with key materials remaining more expensive than before. Firms CNA spoke to say prices remain elevated for materials such as concrete, cement, rebar, and bitumen. Official data also reflects the trend. Ready-mix concrete, for example, has gone from $130 per cubic meter in February to $143.20 in April, an increase of just over 10%.
Those are the material or consumables we're using daily as a construction company. So the main impact to us is our profit margin was being eroded. For certain materials, because we have heavily depends on supplier, we can't really do much. We can only to try to mitigate those price increment.
Some firms say they're negotiating with suppliers to cushion the impact. They're also investing in measures like battery storage systems and electric machinery to reduce diesel consumption on work sites. For now, firms say the impact on existing project timelines is minor. The Microbuilders Association, which represents around 200 contractors specialized mainly in landed housing projects, says fewer than 1 in 10 projects have experienced delays.
It's like weeks to a month. It's not like last time COVID time, the delay can be a year or 1.5 years. But this type of situation is, unless the price is really going up, rocket high, then of course you can see contractors cannot buy material. Of course you start to delay. But it seems that it's quite all right.
Companies also expect future tender prices to reflect the higher cost environment. For now, they say they don't expect the additional costs to be passed directly onto home buyers, with developers and contractors likely to absorb much of the increase. But one expert says that may not be sustainable in the long term, especially if construction costs remain elevated.
I think it's very unlikely for the contractor to actually, or even the developer, to absorb these costs for long term. So at the end of the day, I think when the material costs increase, you should expect some price pressure, especially on the housing price.
Prof Singh says whether that happens will depend on how long the higher material and fuel costs persist amid the uncertain situation in the Middle East.